So this is the first time we are doing this type of stream. Welcome to the Danny Japanese stream. In this stream, we are going to be answering your questions about Japan. So if any questions come up for you, then for sure be sure to let them know in the comment section down below. We're a little bit early. I didn't really know how this type of stuff worked. I'm going to check first if it's working, or if somebody can tell me if it's working in the chat. That will be amazing, because honestly, I have no clue what I'm doing. So it's gonna be a little bit of a test vibe that we have going here, and not something too professional, but we are doing our best. I want to talk with you guys more. I want to connect with you guys more. That's why we are doing it. If the No, thank you, Dart. Thanks for letting me know. I hope you have been well. It has been ages since I've actually talked to you, and my screen is here, so sometimes I will be looking here. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I am there, but because I'm using a separate camera here, yeah, I have to switch sometimes to look if you guys are commenting. So Dart, you are the first one to be here, actually. Super excited, super nice. Thanks for coming and joining us. Do you have any questions about Japan or me living here? It has been ages since I've talked to you. And last time I did a stream was actually the quarantine stream, if you remember. And then I had somebody with me. So now I'm doing it alone. So I have to fill all the hours alone. So I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because it is a huge thing to speak for an hour. And yeah, I haven't planned it out too much, because I also wanted to give honest answers and things that pop into my head right away, instead of well calculated answers or thought about it. Just the first things that come to my mind. So yeah, if you have something, I had some questions from Bizarre, which I'm gonna be answering first, because he was the first one to ask me a question. You have to have them then. Let me check what you said. Don't show. What year did you move? Are you still enjoying reading? Do you find it difficult with all the natural beauty around you? So what year did you move? Actually, I moved this year in March. So March this year, I became a ALT for the company A to Z in Nagano Prefecture. So that was March the 5th. I went to Japan for the first time. I arrived, had a couple of weeks of vacation, and then I went into the whole teaching gig, which was the 20th. I moved into my former apartment. I already moved one time to this place that you see behind me. This is actually my room. Behind this beautiful paper door, there is a park. I can show you. I think it's nice to show. I don't know if you can see it, but I think the other. Right here is a park, and it is actually has sakura. So it actually has sakura during the spring, which is super awesome. Not really your question, but I moved in March, and I've been teaching since the 20th of March. No, I moved in the 20th of March, and I started when the new school year starts, which is around April 1st here. It's very different from the Netherlands, where it's after summer vacation, you start school again, but here it starts after April. Ever since then, I have been doing the teaching gig. If I still enjoy reading, I do sometimes read. It's mostly gone to normal books. I've been also reading a lot for learning Japanese. So this is a very easy Japanese book, and trying to learn a lot of kanji and kana. definitely making my reading faster. Um, Hello, Akko. That's my girlfriend. um, how cold is it in Nagano? I think it's -4 right now. It's amazingly cold. Thank you for coming. Yo, Mr. Sushi. Oh, it's been a while. Um, yes. If you don't know, before I did this thing where I went to Japan, I actually used to have a manga channel. That's where the name Dendor comes from. Oh, dude, if you're coming in June, we should definitely meet. I mean, I'm still here in June, so we should definitely make that happen. That will be so cool. Where are you going? Oh, dang, that's cool. I wondered actually what happened to your plans because you told me that you wanted to move back then. That it's been a while, and I haven't heard from you in a while. Yes. So where are you staying? What are you doing? Are you working here? Do you speak Japanese? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, I'm excited. And Darth, about the natural beauty around me. Yes, it is difficult to focus on different things. Mostly in the weekends, I'm going on trips, sometimes with my girlfriend, sometimes without. But yeah, it is definitely sometimes a it's sometimes a struggle to to focus on reading, especially manga. I've been reading manga on my e-reader. I don't have it seeing it laying around me right now. But yeah, I do read. I'm actually reading Dragon Ball right now. I'm at volume 4. What do I think about my Japanese skill? Could be better. Could be better for sure. I'm doing my best. I can ask you. I think it's a better question to ask you. What do you think about my Japanese skill, Ako? I think it could be better. I've been doing it for or learning Japanese for 2 years right now. About 2 years. I started last year in February. Tomorrow is actually going to be the day that I'm going to make a short video in all in Japanese. So that's exciting. A little bit scary, but yeah, super exciting nonetheless. Okay. I was scheduled to move there one day before the shutdown and decided not to, so I got trapped. I will be flying into Tokyo and just backpacking for 2.5 weeks, so I'm down to come to you. Oh, that's actually super cool. It would actually be super convenient for you because I live next to a hostel. So the how it's set up right now, you have a guest house and a hostel, uh, or you have a guest house and a share house. So I live in the share house, and the guest house is where the people of the hostel come. So you could easily stay at the hostel, and yeah, we can definitely hang out. We're gonna make this happen. I will be sure to make this happen. This is so cool. Still learning Japanese and can communicate a bit. So if for now it's just for you, it's backpacking. But how about living here? How have those plans been? Uh, is it is it still on, or is it difficult to come here? It's definitely not too easy, but holy cow, I actually made it. Ah, Justin, it has been a while. Thanks. Super cool to have you here too. Oh man, it's great. Already 4 people in the chat. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have expected this. This is exciting for me. It's a little bit strange. Sometimes I'm looking here because my laptop is here, and sometimes I need to change the setup still a little bit, but I couldn't get the lighting right for setting my camera here. So I changed it from there to there. So sometimes I will be looking to the screen, and I'm also looking here. What's the best place to visit in Japan? Where do you want to visit in Japan? For me, the best place to visit in Japan is, of course, Hachioji. Uh, no, I'm saying that because my girlfriends live there. My best place to visit in Japan so far, I think, has been something I haven't showed actually on the channel because I unfortunately deleted the footage for that. But I went to a temple with 100s of Buddha statues in Tokyo, And it was so super cool. It's actually, I have a photo as my background screen, as you can, I don't know if it's going to focus. But yeah, this is one of those Buddha statues in Kyoto, and it's super dope. Which was one of the more surreal experiences in Japan. But I think my favorite place to go to people wise is actually where it's Nagano City. I met a good friend there. He has a izakaya and good food, so that's my best place to visit. And where do I still want to visit? I think in March. I don't know how the how the little island is called in Japan, to be honest. But I'm going to visit 4 prefectures, and I'm super excited for that. I also want to go to Himeji Castle. There are a lot of places I still haven't seen. I Right now it is snowing in Hokkaido, and I definitely want to see that for one time. It's also going to be snowing here because right now at night it is -2, but it hasn't snowed yet. So yeah, super excited to see a lot of places. Hi, darling. Hey, brother Justin. I know I had to move because of COVID. I went back to school. So the move is off for 2 more years. I'm studying film. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. So how is that going, your film study? Oh, dang. Must be so dope. Hope everyone. Oh, you guys have holiday? Yeah, I actually, in Japan, we don't have that much holidays. I have a holiday in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. My parents come to visit, so that's super amazing. Yes, Enoshima. I don't know it. It's probably pretty famous, but I don't know. So many places to see. So I always get sent a lot of videos, but also by friends, like, "Oh, you should definitely go here." And then I look, and it's like 5 hour ride by train. Actually, this week I can Enoshima. Okay, okay, okay. Thanks, Ako. Okay, then I know. Yeah, a lot of places to visit still. Kamakura is also on the list, so probably Enoshima is definitely also going to be a thing. Also, the lights keep switching. I notice because I have it on full automatic. So next time we're gonna change that because I would like the lighting to be the same every time. You and your girl made a door. Did you meet after you moved? Yeah, actually, it's kind of a thing. She she was a guest at the guest house. So if Faith is going to be good, then Mr. Sushi is going to come there. Sushi, if you have, do you still have Instagram? I know you had Twitter, but if you have Instagram, I can send you my or my link is I think in the description, and then we can privately text about it. It's definitely cool. But she went to the guest house, and yeah, I thought this is something. This is this girl. I like her. I think I liked how she looked, and but at first I thought she didn't speak English, so I kind of ignored her. And then she was looking for something, so I asked her, "Do you need help?" And then she was like, "Oh, yes, yes, yes." And then we got to talking, and yes, it's been super good so far. What's the differences between how's the culture? First, Justin, sorry. How's the culture shock these days? Have you warmed up to it at all? What's the thing that still scares you, maybe a little bit? What scares me about Japanese culture is probably um, the hmm. What scares me? I think I'm still too. I rely too much on talking English. As you guys probably know, hey yo Jack. Oh my gosh, Jack is also here. That's insane. If you don't know, I made a video with Jack a couple of weeks ago or months ago in Yokohama. Right now, he is in Hawaii. But yeah, I'm still relying too much on my English skills, so I will definitely need to improve. Akko is going is fire. Um, yeah, Japanese. Whoa. Yes, so I need to speak more Japanese. That's what it comes down to. Okay, thanks, man, Sushi. We'll get in contact. What's your favorite thing that you get? Oh, wait a second. Chris Weil, blah blah blah. Now I haven't canceled COVID. Japan still bucket list. Sure, of course, everybody's bucket list, right, Justin? Culture shock. And about culture shock, I accumulated very fast because I already knew so much about culture by watching my favorite YouTuber abroad in Japan. He is actually right now doing a super exciting 21 days road trip, and I already checked out the first video, and it's amazing. So yeah, I am super excited for that. Yes, so I already knew much. The only thing is there is, especially when you're in Tokyo, there is a lot of sensory overload, a lot of music, a lot of, you know, all this background noise that's coming your way. That was definitely something I had to get used to. But as soon as I came to the countryside, it wasn't a problem anymore. What's the difference between Western girl and Japanese girl? I don't really know. If I have to say one thing, I think Japanese girls are more quiet, where with the West girls are more open about how they speak, I guess. How do you like Japanese food? You're putting me on the spot here. I don't really like Japanese food. At least I'm not a big fish eater. I'm doing better. If you don't know, at Japan at school you get lunch. So the school lunch has been something that I needed to get used to. Now that scares me the most, Justin. School lunch, because every day it's a question: do I get uh, do I get fish or not? Because I'm not big of a fish eater, so that definitely is a big problem for me that I still need to overcome. I've been doing better. I've been eating fried fish, a lot of, or trying squid, which has been pretty decent. Yes. Hi, Jack. Konnichiwa, my bro. Um, I thought I would have questions for or time for questions that I prepared before, but everybody is going crazy. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions about living in Japan, you can definitely ask them in the comments down below. It is amazing to see you guys here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm super happy. 8 people. That's actually insane to me. I thought maybe 2 people will come. So to have 8 beautiful people in the chat is amazing. If you, how what's Japanese working culture like? For me, it's fairly easy. As an ALT, I think you don't have too much responsibility. For as far as the teachers go, you can definitely see them make long hours. They bear a lot more of the responsibilities that we don't have. So I think for teachers, it is more difficult than for us ALTs. Uh, so for us, it's good. For teachers, not so good, I think. Thank you, Jack. If you had to give one piece of advice to someone who wants to come to Japan, what would it be? Start making steps. Start making steps. I think the first thing that you have to do is set the goal. That's what I did when I wanted to come to Japan. I decided it, and then you got to make steps. The first thing I did was start learning Japanese. I think that's a good start. Companies definitely appreciate you having some base ground of Japanese. 9 people. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Oh, that's insane. Yeah, so I think that is the biggest thing. It was a little bit of a sentimental thing. I hope it focuses. I bought this watch, which is, if you don't know, is from Hokusai. Um, to remind me of the promise I made to myself to come. So definitely have a memorable every day that this is your goal and that you want to go. And now I wear it here in Japan. That's awesome, I think. But start learning Japanese would be my first thing. Do some research on what different companies. Jack has an amazing video. Jack, if you want, you can link it down below, of the different companies that do ALT positions. I think that is the easiest way to get into Japan, so definitely is a good option to consider. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you checking out his video. Are you at a language school or university? I'm at a junior high school. For as far as language studying myself, I don't do any language studying except for self-study. I'm at the third book of Japanese from Zero, which has been suiting me amazingly. It's not going too fast. It has YouTube videos with it that make it easier to understand certain grammar points. They go really much in depth, which I especially need for the basics. I can accelerate after I get the basics down, but for now, I think focusing on the basics has been the main thing for me. Also, if you're not a big fish eater, try eel. It's like less fishy than normal fish. Yeah, I heard the eel is amazing, like the unagi. Maybe we can try together when you come to Japan, and we can definitely eat that. We are gonna make that happen. Do you like Tokyo? I like the big city because it definitely makes me feel like I'm in Japan for the first time again. That's why I definitely like to go to Tokyo. It makes me give that same excitement that I had the first week that I came here. Also, have you been or do you plan on going to a baseball or football game there? Um, to be honest, I'm not that much of a soccer fan. I know you like to play soccer a lot. Baseball, I don't know. But for me, I think I want to go to. There's a local basketball team here, so I definitely want to go to see a basketball game here. So I think I'm gonna do that pretty soon. Uh, Mr. Sushi, el taste good but expensive. I mean, probably. This is your time, brother. No need. I oh okay. Wow. You can also always check out his channel. I mean, he has an awesome channel. Is there ALT communities? I think there are a lot of ALTs that do YouTube. There are also a lot of people from the company that sometimes meet up with each other. I have met up with some of my ALT colleagues, and sometimes after like a meeting, we go out to eat dinner together. So yes, that's there is. I think the ALT community is getting bigger and bigger each year as the Japanese government tries to make it more, or tries to make English a more, uh, wow, tries to make English a bigger point in the curriculum. Um, so yeah, I think it's getting more popular for foreigners, and people will start to know about it more. But also, there are a lot of scams and a lot of black companies that um, do this type of dispatch companies. Hey, thanks, man. Jack, I see you again. Thanks for coming. It has been a pleasure. See you next time. So yeah, that's about the thing about black. It's just black companies, and a lot of scamming goes on. Not paying. From what I've heard, Hard School, you definitely need to look out for them. They are not a good company, from what I've heard. Also from online, but also from people who I know who experienced that company. One of my Dutch friends from the company I work at now does it. So make a plan for my 2 weeks Japan itinerary, please. Wow, Ako, you are Japanese. What the heck? I'm joking. Um, okay, I would start your trip. I think at either Haneda. I would land in Haneda for sure because you're already in the city. Then you can start exploring Tokyo. Uh, yeah, I know she put me on the spot there. 3 days Tokyo. I think you should go to Chikuma City after that because I live there and I think it's a beautiful place. If you want to enjoy onsen for cheaply and maybe stay at a traditional ryokan, it's a good option. But definitely not the most sought out after location. So maybe Nagano, but it is in between all of the Japanese Alps. I mean, this place where I live is gorgeous. I've been so lucky. How do you like Chikuma City in Aku? Because you've been here a couple of times, you can tell. Um, So 3 days, maybe 2 or 3 days, Chikuma. Then I think I would move over to Suwa. I don't know. I love Suwa so much. It's a beautiful lake in the Nagano area. Yes, it's absolutely lovely. Lake Suwa is the best. I would stay there for 2 days or 3 days, and preferably in winter because I don't know if you guys have seen Kimi no Namai or Kimi no your name, Kimi no Namai, I think. But I don't know if you guys have seen that, but there is an event called the Gods Layer, I think, which actually takes place Kimi no Naha. Okay. Which takes place at Suwa Lake. And this winter, I'm going to experience that with my parents. It's where the lake gets crystals and it's supposed to be super beautiful. So, preferably go there in winter. Then I would definitely start to make my way, probably somewhere around the Japanese coastline. Don't know which city though. I love being at the Joetsu for 3 days. Then 2 weeks, huh? So we have three, three, three. So we have 9 days right now. Then I would spend the rest of my time visiting either Osaka, Kyoto, or Nara, and fly back. So I guess that it's not the best itinerary, but it's one. So you have to do with it. I can't recall. Have you ever been, or do you ever plan visiting America? I've unfortunately never been to America. I definitely want to go to America because a lot of the friends, you guys, I made online live in America. Oh, Hokkaido. Ooh, I want to go so bad right now. There is so much snow. So much snow. It looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, super gorgeous. Hokkaido definitely on my list. But no, never been to America. Definitely want to go. Do I have the money to go now? No. Do I still need to visit the Netherlands? Yes. So probably my first stop for a vacation is going to be my home country, the Netherlands. And America is definitely on the list. Yes, for sure. Have you ever been to a tropical island? I want to go so badly to Okinawa. Oh my gosh. No, I haven't been to tropical island in Japan. Actually, I was supposed to go to Japan in 2019 for a trip. Okinawa back then was on the schedule because I was going with one of my I was supposed to go with one of my former friends, and yeah, we wanted to go to Okinawa because we wanted a change of pace. I think it's nice that Japan has these different mm, kind of, especially they have season changes, which is amazing. But to go from place to place, definitely different terrain. And there's the super cold Okinawa and the amazingly beautiful and stunning warm or super cold Hokkaido and amazingly beautiful warm Okinawa. So I like warm weather more. So yeah, that's that. How about going to Southeast Asia? My geography isn't too good. North, east, south, Southeast Asia. Which countries would that be? I have no clue actually. I'm sorry. Um, scuba in Okinawa will be definitely. Oh man, that will be so dope. What's the questions you prepared for? One of my mm, one of my questions I got from Bizarre, because Bizarre and I still talk a lot nowadays. I know some of you guys know Bizarre. Uh, uh, I think I want to go to Thailand just to see the culture. Mm, I think of good questions. Uh, One of his questions was, "Why do you like Bleach?" I want to talk about this one first because it always comes up when I talk about manga. I don't know. It's the art style. It's super cool. Um, if you could, okay. I try to. Oh, gee. So if you want to move, if you move back, what would be the biggest change? If I will move back to the Netherlands, my friends just one of my friends just visited Japan, and I think the biggest difference would be the noise. Dutch people are very noisy people. They are very loud people. They like to say their opinion, and that will be the biggest change because you can be in a big city like Tokyo, but still um, it's quiet. And whereas if you were in a big city, I think in the West, also America, it's noisy, very, very noisy. So I think the noise would be the biggest change. Of course, I would see the alphabet again, so the letters, blah, 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 that would change. But yeah, I guess the noise. Another question was, what would you miss the most? If I move back right now, I probably would miss my girlfriend the most. Maybe a little bit of a corny answer. But when it comes to Japan, I think it will be. I think it will be my ability to do YouTube. Actually, I love to do YouTube, especially. Yeah, so that I love to do YouTube, especially especially. Oh my gosh, the pressure is on. No, I love to do YouTube, especially doing the trips. So yeah, being able to do YouTube will be my biggest regret leaving Japan. Oh my gosh, I was stuck there for a moment, but we're back in the game. What would you not miss? I wouldn't miss my options in food. I love Japanese food, at least the things that I love, like ramen, the unhealthy stuff, the fami chicken, maybe curry pan, melon pan, melon pan with ice cream. Just the sweets, I will definitely miss the sweets, but I wouldn't miss school lunch. I like to make my own lunch. Yes. I mean, keep going. Just let me know. Okay. So that was one of the questions I got. If there are any more questions, I would definitely like to know. Otherwise, I'll just talk about. Oh, what's alcohol culture like in Japan? Oh, that's a very good question, actually. It's fairly different from the West, whereas in the West, it's very normal to drink alcohol in the weekends, whereas in Japan, it's more common to drink on weekdays after work. So the bars are more full during the weekdays than the weekends, which was a big shock for me because I'm very used to people only drinking in the weekend, whereas here, well, I guess Japanese people, from what I've seen, always drink. I'm not that much of an alcohol drinker myself, but I do sometimes time drink a little bit of alcohol. You went to school for teaching, if I remember right. Correct. I am a elementary school teacher. If you get good enough at Japanese speaking at a native level, what would you teach there? Ooh, I definitely would teach history. But the problem is, I am qualified for Western history, and I don't know too much about Eastern history or Japanese history. So I would definitely have to go to school again to learn. And from what I know, if I'm correct, then you also have to get your license again. So, yes, that's what I would do. I would definitely do history. I love history so much. But I guess in elementary school, you teach everything. But if I had to choose one subject, it would be history. Uh, Big fan of history, love it. That's maybe also why I like to go to all these old places, the old towns that we visited on the channel, because it definitely suits my interest of going to old places. Recently we went to Nakasendo, which was super amazing. It was absolutely stunning, a place I've wanted to visit for such a long time, and I actually want to go again sometime, but not in the near future. There are so many places to see. Are there places that you guys want to see? I definitely want to write down your recommendations for the places that you want to see, and maybe I can make a video about that, going there and look at some of the history, do some research, everything that comes with making a video, write a script. Akko also is very knowledgeable She definitely made sure that the Nakasendo video was a lot better by telling me what was on the boards and what the rules were. So yeah, we make a good team when traveling, I think. I had some more questions. Don't remember who sent them though. I have to take a little bit of a leap of faith here that I remember correctly. Ooh. Yeah, I think history is super dope, man. It's awesome. I actually specialized in history. What you like about Japan? Oh man, there's so much. Um, if you guys remember, I always was a part of like the Japanese. Uh, like I always liked the Japanese culture. Of course, it all started with anime for me, but as soon as I got involved with channels like abroad in Japan, knowing them definitely helped me look for more, wanting to know more, and just the absolute beautiful scenery that you see here on a daily basis. I think the shizen, which is nature. Oh, Japanese. Oh yeah, the shizen is absolutely the best. The nature is the best thing about Japan by far. So that's the kind of the thing that might surprise you. Even Tokyo has a lot of nature. We are going to make a video about it soon. The nature of Tokyo. Not really sure how we're gonna call it, but yeah, we're gonna do a nature escape in Tokyo. So that's also coming up. What you like? What you don't like about What I don't like about Japan is the wages, I guess. I wish I would make a little bit more money. It's a little bit of a stupid reason, but no, what I really don't like about Japan is the fact that people don't really speak their mind too much if they don't know you. That's something. Dutch people really speak their mind. So that was something I really had to get used to. Sometimes still annoying. Japan is cheap. That's the thing. Japan is very, very, very cheap. Small Worlds Tokyo. It's a museum in Tokyo where everything is mini. That would be a cool video. Oh wow. Oh no, I haven't visited. Yes, I'm gonna write it down. I learned Japanese by watching channels. Beautiful by watching bird channels. Oh wow, that's very specific. I didn't know you were a big fan of bird watching. Is that a thing for you? I love birds actually. I don't know about them. I saw this meme where someone said like, "I'm an expert in identifying bird," and then which one is this? Yes, it's a bird. It's very funny. I can't put anything on the stream yet or on the screen yet because I don't know how to. I haven't figured it out, but I thought let's just go. I mean, it's. I haven't been talking to you guys. I recently hit 400 subscribers, which I'm super thankful for. Um, so yeah, it was definitely something to celebrate that. I want to do this in the near future too, probably in about a month or two, and yeah, see what else we can come up with yeah, just streaming. But it's very difficult to keep the conversation going by myself. I do my best, but yeah, it's difficult. I learned Japan. Yeah, okay. What's Japanese people like? Easy to make. Oh no, to make Japanese friends is fairly difficult. I think because for them it's they have to put in so much effort to speak English. Um, it's very difficult to uh, yeah to make Japanese friends. From what I've experienced, also I have to be honest, I haven't tried my best too much. I'm always away doing trips, so yeah. Mm, that's the thing. I think if I will put in a little bit more effort, could make friends. I made one friend, a izakaya owner. I talked about him just a minute ago. Actually, my first week, and we hang out sometimes. I sometimes go to his izakaya and have a drink and eat some food. A couple of weeks ago, I actually was there with Akko, and it was super nice. He's a great guy. I would consider him a friend. The woman that rents me this place, she has become a good friend. Her son is very nice. We often go to the onsen together. He is a friend. So I have some friends, but it's definitely not easy to make friends, they kind of have to find you a little bit interesting. You're like that quirky English guy. I'm not English, but I know I speak English. You're a quirky guy. They don't take you too seriously from time to time. You get into some sort of like a role of a clown, I guess. My favorite Japanese food. Ooh, my favorite Japanese food is definitely just ramen. Can't beat ramen. Very, very great food. I mean, when you're drunk, you can eat ramen. When you're sad, you can eat ramen. When you're thirsty, you can eat ramen. When you're hungry, you can eat ramen. It's the best comfort food there is. Do they even know tonkotsu ramen? Do they even know where the Netherlands is? No, they don't. They have no clue. They do know some Dutch things, like they always say, like, oh, fusen, not fusen, which is balloon. I mean, I don't know. They always say, oh, windmeer, and I'm like, yes, windmeer. Oh, tulip. So yes, tulips also. But no, they have no clue. I had to tell them multiple times. When you do your introduction, you usually tell a little bit about your country and stuff. So yeah. And that is the country Japanese learned about. Yes, that's because during the Edo period, the Dutch were the only one who were allowed to. They had a monopoly on trade with Japan, because the Netherlands was the only country that didn't also spread Christian ideas when they came for trade. So that's the reason why the Dutch people were allowed to trade with the Japanese people. Fairly interesting history. Netherworld. I don't know what that is. I think you mean Netherlands. Ne? But yeah, definitely we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. I mean, tomorrow I'm gonna be filming everything in Japanese, which was a challenge by the Bold Pasa. I try to do some collabs. I think it's always fun to meet up with different creators. Do you cook? Skip. I cook from time to time. Not too much. As you can imagine, it's very cheap to eat out here. Actually, I only go to a restaurant with Ako, to be honest, but it's very cheap to have, like, go to the combini, eat food. It's not too bad. It's definitely not healthy, but it's not too bad. I think sometimes I can join the dinner of my roommates, or the people who live in the same house, and also the owner of the share house cooks often and lets me eat. I also cook myself sometimes, and then I also let them eat. They like me to make Dutch pancakes, stuff like that. No, I don't go shopping often. I don't have the time nor the money, I guess, because I don't know if you guys know, but as an ALT, you don't make the most amount of money, so you have to be very careful on what you spend it on. So actually, I only have like money for travel. I mean, I love travel. Nothing beats travel for me. So to spend it on other things that are, for me, unnecessary doesn't make sense to me. Oh, it's getting very, very light. Can you guys still see? Is this better for you guys, or how is it? How is it? I think this is nice. I should have done this from the start, actually, now that I see it. What, is not better? Oh my gosh. It's fine? Okay. Because this is the first time I actually use my M50 for as a webcam for streaming. I downloaded the software. It was very, very easy. And to be honest, I mean, this setting by itself looks really Japanese. Right here, I have... yes, right there is a painting that Ako made for me, which is super nice. I thought about, actually, she got me this. I'm a big fan of Hokusai, so So I thought about hanging up something from Hokusai, but I mean, I think it looks great. So this one is absolutely stunning. It looks so great. I don't know. Do you guys know Hokusai? I'm wondering. I mean, everybody I think who has a certain interest in Japan knows the Great Wave of Kanagawa. But he has like 63 prints, and in a few months ago, I was fortunate enough to see them all. It was absolutely amazing. It were the original prints, so that was super awesome. They had an exhibition in Matsumoto, which is also a famous town. Oh man, this one. Oh man, isn't this the best? I mean, holy crap, this looks so amazing. We have to thank Akko for bringing this to the channel. Yes, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I love Hokusai so much. How about Disneyland Japan? Oh, Disneyland Japan is super awesome. I've been there once. Still want to go to Disney Sea, which is a little bit more action based. From what I learned, I think that that Disneyland Japan is more there for children. It's more for children than for adults, whereas Disney Sea is more for adults. So I definitely still want to go to Disney Sea. Super amazing. Thanks for joining us, by the way. I see someone else coming in. Thank you for joining us. This is the place where you can ask your questions about living in Japan. If you're interested in Japan or just hang out with us. 400 subscribers, amazing experience. Thank you all so much. That is why I actually do this stream. I haven't been really open about that part. I haven't really told it, but yeah, that was definitely a big decision into me wanting to connect more with you guys. So thank you all for joining and being in the stream. How about Team Labs? Oh, Team Labs is absolutely amazing. And I think actually they open up a new joint in Tokyo this month, from what I've seen online. So or it was in Osaka. I don't know. I don't remember. But there's definitely a new Team Labs exhibition going on right now. And I texted my sister because they are coming in 2 weeks. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see my family again. It has been ages, as you can imagine, since I've seen my family. But yeah, I told her, and I think they are going. So new Team Labs adventure coming soon? Maybe. I mean, when I went to Tokyo, I did show it. It was absolutely awesome. I always say it's every girl's dream. It's definitely a place where you can make stunning photos. Somebody sends me a message. Oh, on. Oh, it's the yes. Oh yeah. Hello, we are streaming now. If you want to join. Yes. How much is accommodation in Japan? I guess it depends. I made a video about my former apartment. That was before I didn't know certain stuff. I still had to pay a gas bill and an electric bill. Oh, it's sushi. Oh my gosh, sorry, bro. Oh my gosh, sorry, man. There was somebody else. There was somebody else who texted me about living in Japan, so I kind of reckoned that it was that person. But yes, accommodation in Japan can be fairly cheap. You have share houses, you can do an apartment by yourself. But I made a video about my apartment and it being so cheap. But in the end, I had to pay a lot of gas and water, which in the end, I think half of my salary went to that place, which definitely wasn't good. Yeah, right now I'm at 38,000 a month, which is like dog cheap. It's 200 euros. I have a small space, but I mean, I don't have to pay for internet or anything. It's amazing. It was a great deal. I also couldn't pass up on the opportunity to live with Japanese people. I wanted to experience that. In the beginning, there were some struggles, but I mean, in the end, it all worked out, I guess. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go on for another maybe 10 minutes, unless there are more questions. I mean, I feel like I've kind of reached the end of my capabilities to speak. So if you have any more questions, definitely let them know in the comments down below. Thank you all for joining me. It's been amazing. Yeah, I'm super grateful. I mean, during the stream, on average, 6 people, definitely more than I expected it to be. Also didn't really make advertisement near the end, so I was kind of afraid that it was all going to be a flop. But thank you all so much for joining us today. Let me check if I still had some other questions. Oh, I remember. Oh, I still have one question that I need to answer. It was Tanner's question. Have you had difficult working with your GTEs? So GTEs is your Japanese English teacher. Japanese English teacher. So Japanese teacher English, actually GTE, of course, so not, but yes. When it comes to working with English teachers in Japan, be patient, I guess. Everybody wants something else. They expect something else from you. So I think it's more about in the beginning making sure that you know what they expect of you, what is your role in the classroom, because with every teacher that is different. One of the teachers let me do my thing. I can have the whole hour. I can prepare all the lesson activities. Someone else wants me to make a presentation for half an hour. Some of the teachers want me to just assist, speak English with the children. It's very different. At the beginning, I didn't know that, so I kind of thought it was like a one-way street. So yeah, I guess that I would say make sure that you talk with your teacher what your role is in the classroom. And he had another question, which was, if so, how did you resolve or mediate the issue? Well, first of all, you're young, so always think you are the wrong one. Again, that makes sense? Kind of makes sense, right? Like, always assume you are the one that is wrong in the argument. And that's mainly because of Japanese culture. You have the kohai senpai relationship, and they are older. So they are, in this case, your senpai. And just say, okay, sorry, I didn't know that, and move on. I guess the biggest thing is communicate, but I guess that's with everything. So best season to visit Japan. That depends. Do you like winter? Do you like summer? For me, I guess it's spring. Definitely spring. The summers are excruciatingly hot. Don't underestimate the heat of Japan. It's insane. Yeah. I couldn't make any videos during the summer. I definitely have to figure something out for that. But I guess spring for me. Yes, definitely spring. Yes, okay. So I guess this is it for today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. It has been awesome. Thank you for everybody who has been here for like such a long time. Also the ones who popped in for just a minute. I appreciate all of you guys. It has been amazing. I want to do things like this more in the future and definitely prepare them maybe a little bit better, because this was kind of on the fly thingy. I mean, I prepared it, but there's still so many things that I need to learn. Yes, I want to thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye. And Mr. Sushi, I'll get back to you about June, and then we'll fix the date. Bye.